Right, welcome to this video on the Ordinary Level Homework 2017 Section B, Question 1. So, Part A. Draw an elevation in the direction of arrow A, and this is a toy tugboat. So we have a pictorial drawn here, alright, and a 3D graphic drawn there. Pictorial means it's a 3D representation. So, Part B, draw a plan projected from the elevation. Part C, project any 4 dimensions. Now, let's notice the length, 195, and the height is 35, which is 70, and 30 high, so which is 100. Right now, for our elevation, it's these dimensions here we're concerned about, the length and the height for our elevation. We're not concerned about the width for our elevation. So I'm going to get started on this. So it's going to be 195 by 100, and then I'm going to start drawing in the grid line. So I'm going to put that away there. Right. So 100 by 195. What is it that is? Right, so the overall length there done. Now I'm going to mark in the dimensions. So get into the habit of checking your book here, alright? This is where you need to be able to read these on your own. Alright, so I'm going to mark the dimensions in, and you check the book as to what distances they are apart. So they're these set of distances apart. Right, now I'm going to go vertical with the distances. Right, so I went 35, 35 and 30. And is there any more to do? There's one more dimension, 15 there. So we're going up 35 minus 15 is 20. So we're going up 20 from the bottom. And then we can do our light lines. And our vertical lines up. Okay, now I'm going to heavy the body of the boat. So now what that represents, so that rectangle that I heavied in represents the body of the boat here. So that rectangle represents this surface here, and this one represents that one there. Now I'm going to do this hidden detail here. So I need you to think about look at the question and see how far this hidden detail will go on for what I'm going to put in. So how far did it go on for? Went on for 30. Now, what portion of the solid is the semi-cylinder going to appear as in elevation? It's going to appear as a portion of a rectangle, but just note there's no heavy line there all the way down. So I'm going to focus on this line here. So it's over 65, and for this point, the next one is over a further 25 and up 65. So I'm going to join from here to here. And then the radius of it is, the radius of the semicircle is, try and find out yourself now, it's 35. So that's why the top surface on the cab of the boat goes on 35 mil. So that part is 35 and it appears as a line in elevation because this line on the surface projects as a point. Now I'm going to do this area here. So it's down 30, so down 30 here, and a heavy line across. Right. So I'm attacking the plan view now, if we weren't sure of that. So I'm dropping all the points from elevation down. So remember, if you have a point in plan, its position in elevation is directly below it. And that's my XY line in there. Now what is the size, or what is the width of my plan view? So in plan, we are concerned about these measurements, the length and the width. We're not concerned with heights because we can't see them. Right, so the width of it is 90, and then look at the 10 gap there and the 10 gap. So that channel there for the back of the boat, the deck, is 70. So when I drop down, we'll say 10 between my plan and elevation, or my XY line. It doesn't matter the distance unless you're told otherwise. So now, here's the start of my plan, here's the bottom of my plan, and I went up there 10 and down here 10. So light line across here, light line across, light line across, light line across. And now I'm going to find the center of the boat, so it's 95 there. Right, I'm going to target this line on this line here. So alright, so that's in the middle and it goes over 70 to the side. So essentially, and it's going right out to the end. So this bottom line, we're going to go over 70 and we're going to join it to there. Alright, so I'm going to join them together. I'm going to join that there. So that line appears as a point in plan. Right? And now, I can heavy this all the way across. Right? So those two edges represent the edges of the boat. And there's a little decking channel that appears as hidden detail there and was in 10 and 10 from the pictorial. So I'm going to target now that one and that one there. So that's a heavy line and these two are heavy. Right, so I can heavy here, heavy here, and now I can heavy is here all the way. Now what I'm going to do next is target the cab. Alright, so the cab of the boat, the cab of the boat. So this point here will appear as a line in plan. And the line will stretch from there to the responding point on the other side, the respective point rather. Okay, so I'm going to heavy to here. And now it joins to in elevation, it goes from there to there. So we're going to heavy from here to here. Because if you look along the true length of a line, it projects as a point. So the point here in elevation is a line in plan. And now we can connect these together. And now it says we have to do the radius, the curve of the boat. So the center is in the middle, and the radius is what it is from here to there. Alright, so I'll just get my compass. So we're going to draw that in, and then we have to add in our dimensions. Right. So we have to add in four dimensions. Alright, and notice the way how the question should look to you guys. Right. So I'll turn off the light there to make it easier to, now it's easier to see the difference between heavy and light lines. So it is. Right, now, so we're going to do light line here, light line over here, straight line down, our two arrows. I'll zoom up here in a moment. Right, roughly in the middle, 2 mil above, 2 mil down. Very, 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 very light lines. Okay, and that was 90 millimeters. Now we can do the same up here. Okay, light line there. Fine. Same again. Find the middle of it. So it's 35. So up roughly 17.5. Drop a small bit down above, roughly 2 mil. Okay, really light here now. Okay, and 35. And draw in the arrow. Here you go. Now we'll do one over here. So very light line, roughly in the middle, up to down to roughly 15. Right, and then we can do the circle here. Okay. radius, what was it, 35. And that is what the question looks like. Okay, cheers, thank you, bye bye.